I wouldn't be exaggerating if I were to say that Japan is the most expensive country in the world. It's really an expensive country. We can see it when we look at the fruit prices. They sell apples one by one. This apple costs $3, for instance. It's really amazing. It's such a striking price for an apple, and quite interesting too. Let's see, let's have a look at the shelves. If you want to buy this packet of tangerines, I guess this will weigh in at 2 kilos. So that'll cost you about $45. To think it costs $45 to buy 2 kilos of tangerines in Japan. I thank God for living in a cheaper country. When, of course, compared to Japan. Now let's see. Here's a peach. It costs 1,500 yen, and that's about $13. It'll take only a couple of minutes to eat it up, and if you do so, you'll have spent $13 on one peach. Wow, Japan is such an expensive country. Unbelievably expensive. Let's move on to another fruit. Now we see melons here. Melons are so precious in this country. If you come to Japan and your hosts offer melon to you, this means they think you are a very important guest. The price of this melon is 3,000 yen, and that is approximately $28. And here are some watermelons. As you see, it's not possible to see a whole watermelon. It's only sold after being sliced. Yes, such practices in green groceries are very common here. Now, a slice of watermelon is a mere $4. We are so lucky that we have an abundance of fruit and vegetables in our country. Yoyogi Park is one of the biggest parks in all of Tokyo. If you consider the dense population of the country and the value of the land, and if you are actually in Tokyo, you feel relieved to see such parks, and it becomes a much more enjoyable place to stroll. You can see different people from all walks of life in this park. We didn't want to leave Japan without first seeing the Japanese bullet trains. They call them Shinkansens. These fast trains are much preferred by the Japanese despite the expensive fares. With these technological wonders, nowhere is far away. No visit to Tokyo would be complete without a visit to the fish market early in the morning. And that would be my recommendation too. It's now 5:30 in the morning and we are at a fish market in Tokyo. For such an early hour, it's a very crowded place. As you see, the tuna fish differ in size and weight. This one, for instance, is 130 kilos, and another is 134. Their weight can be up to 300 kilos, and this market is full of people wanting to buy these. We are now at a tuna fish auction. It seems more like a show to us. An interesting show. One that we're very unfamiliar with indeed. We're witnessing how the auction is carried on and how these fish are sold. The Japanese fishermen catch about 7 million tons of fish a year, and such a big amount is in fact far from meeting the demand. They import 40% of the fish they consume, and on average, every Japanese consumes nearly 40 kilos of fish per year. Made up of islands, Japan offers great opportunities to fishermen. There's a never-ending abundance of fish in this country. Fish is their main food source, and you have easy access to fresh fish of any kind, whichever city you're in. Now we are in the frozen fish section. The Japanese eat so much fish, they need to keep part of it frozen in their stocks to be used later. Doing this process keeps fish fresh longer. We are now in the frozen fish section. Because all these fish are imported from countries all over the world, they are flash frozen first and then sold later to the public. It seems we're not the only foreigners here. There are some others who have heard of the famous fish markets. They too watch this buzz and the liveliness at such an early hour of the Japanese fish vendors. The high technology of the Japanese is visible in all walks of life, in every part of the society. This is a classroom equipped with computers. The population under the age of 15 is 20 million. And this population meets computers at the very early steps of their education. The school we're visiting now is a primary school, and it's a state school, not a private one. Despite this, they have the technology at their disposal. As a result, 99% of children in Japan attend state schools.